Yo, what is up, Sex Beast Crazy Rabbit here, and today we're going to be doing all Call of Duty Zombies bosses, and in this video we're going to be going over every single Call of Duty Zombies boss. Now, we're going to be considering a boss literally anything other than a regular zombie, so it doesn't exactly have to be a boss zombie that spawns in on a certain round or is activated by something, literally anything other than a regular zombie. And real quick, if I start talking fast at some point in this video, I do apologize. I am trying my best to not do that, so let's go ahead and get the shit started. Alright, so the first boss zombie we're going to be looking at is also the first boss zombie ever introduced, the Hellhounds. Now, these Hellhounds are available on Shi No Numa, all three versions of Der Riese, the World War version, the Black Ops 1 version, and the Black Ops 3 version. They're also available on Kino and on Moon, but only in No Man's Land. Moon didn't get their own like dog round or anything like that. And you can also turn them on and off in Black Ops 2 Survival. Now, I'm pretty sure everyone knows the history of the Hellhounds, but just in case you guys didn't, so basically what happened was Maxis got Samantha a dog, Fluffy, a German Shepherd, and she happened to be pregnant. And she loved it and she called it Fluffy, and then Richtofen and Maxis decided to be dicks and they were experimenting with teleportation, so they decided to strap Fluffy down and try to teleport her. Well, it kind of worked. Fluffy disappeared, but then reappeared as a Hellhound, and this is when Richtofen was like, alright, this is a good idea, I'm gonna lock them in the room with the Hellhound and kill them. And then we do now know from the Giant that Richtofen actually teleported Maxis and Samantha, and then that's how the whole zombie storyline began. So Hellhounds were actually created by Richtofen and Maxis just being douches and teleporting an innocent dog. Wow, I mean, you even got that dog for your kid. What a douche. And Hellhounds are extremely fast, but they're also extremely weak, so really anything can kill them. I would honestly say a shotgun would be your best bet, but literally they're just so weak that you can kill them with anything. These guys are just so fast though, and the Giant, they are really fast and really aggressive, and they can easily take you down if you're not careful. And the worst part about it is, if you have like a whole horde of zombies, and after like round 15 is when they start to spawn in with zombies, if you're not careful, some of those guys will, come out and nip at you, and then the zombies will just take care of the rest. So you do kind of want to be careful when you're dealing with dogs. And in my personal opinion, I love the Hellhounds. They are definitely one of my favorite boss zombies, just because they were the first ones introduced. I love the storyline behind them. They just look scary as all hell. They look terrifying, and if I saw one of these coming at me in real life, I would piss my pants and probably run away screaming like a little girl. But that's besides the point. I love Hellhounds. They're definitely my favorite boss zombie. Let's go ahead and get on to the next one. Alright, next up is the Nova Crawlers, which in Moon actually sort of got an upgrade to the phasing zombies. They basically act the same as Nova Crawlers, except for they can teleport short distances. So the Nova Crawlers were actually available in Kino, 5, and on Moon. And Kino, oh my god, their spawns were just ridiculous. They spawned everywhere, and they were a huge pain in the ass on Kino. But they did a really good job with how they spawned on Moon. They did a really good job of controlling it and making sure that they only spawned in the labs. And we really don't know the exact history behind the Nova Crawlers. There's been a lot of speculations and rumors, but we don't know like 100% like we do with the Hellhounds how exactly these things got created. We do know that they were in Kino, we do know that they were shoved in like those little barrels, and we do know that we can find those barrels on other maps, but we just aren't 100% sure how exactly these things were created. And the best way to kill them is either knifing or using a wonder weapon like the Thunder Gun or Ray Gun or something like that, because when you do that, they're not going to release that gas, and that gas is a huge pain in the ass. When you run through that, you can't see, it's going to slow you down, just not a good, you're not going to have a good time. So the best way to kill them is if you're on early rounds, knife them, grab the Bowie knife, you'll be good. But if you're getting up there in rounds, you might want to switch over to the Ray Gun or something else, because you won't be dealing with that gas and they'll be easy to kill. It's just so much better than having to deal with that fucking gas, man. Let me tell you, I hate that fart gas. It is just so annoying. But in my personal opinion, I really do enjoy these. Even though they're not really like a boss zombie, they are a different type of zombie and they're very interesting. I do love them in Moon. I love how their spawns were controlled. I don't really have a problem with the teleporting, but I just love how in Moon that their spawn was only in the labs, that they would only spawn if you are running through the labs during the middle of a round or something like that. And unlike in Kino, to where they spawn literally everywhere in the map, that was just so frustrating. But Kino was a great map. That's just, I really did dislike that part. And 5 did a really good job with controlling their spawns and making them only spawn on the bottom floor. But other than their crappy spawn on Kino, I have no problems with them. I think they're an excellent boss zombie, and I would love to see them return in future maps. Alright, up next is going to be the Scientist. Aha! See, I did not forget this one this time. Last video I made, I completely forgot about him. And the Scientist is only available on 5, which is kind of unfortunate because I would love to see something like this return, to where a zombie or a boss zombie that actually chases after you and tries to steal stuff from you, but doesn't actually hurt you. I would love to see something like that return. It's a very, very interesting concept, and I really do enjoy it. And the best way to kill this guy is just with a really powerful weapon. Really, there's no special way to go about it. Just get some really powerful weapons, and you're going to be good. If you're playing solo, it's fairly easy to kill him. Just let him take your weapon, because you really might not be able to kill him unless like you have a ray gun or something early on. But I mean, if you're playing solo, he's fairly easy to kill. Just shoot him in the back a couple times with really any weapon, you'll be good. But if you're playing 4 players, go to the Pentagon room and just cycle around up top and have everyone unload as much ammo as they possibly can into this guy, and then you eventually will kill him. But really, there's no secret strategy to this, just unload a lot of ammo into him. That's the best thing I can tell you guys. In my personal opinion of him, I really don't have a problem with him. I thought it was a very interesting concept, and I would love to see something like this return. And there's really no history behind the scientist from 5. We really don't know how exactly he got created, why he chases after you. This is just one of those unknown mysteries that we just don't know. There are a lot of speculations and rumors, but again, there's no 100% certain fact of how he was created. And in my personal opinion, I really love this idea, I really love this concept. I would love to see something like this return, to where a boss zombie chases you down and tries to steal stuff from you, and maybe escalate it, maybe make it other things other than your gun, maybe make it your points, your perks, or something like that. I would love to see something like that. I just feel like it's pretty interesting. It's a little bit different than actually just having a boss zombie wanting to bend you over and take you to Pound Town. Let's go ahead and go to the next guy. Alright, the next boss zombie is the monkeys. Now, there are 2 different versions. We got the Ascension kind and the Shangri-La kind. Let's go ahead and talk about the Ascension kind first. So the Ascension monkeys act very differently from the Shangri-La monkeys. The Ascension monkeys are actually going to go towards a perk and try to steal that perk. So what they're all going to do is jump on the perk, gang rape it, and the perk is going to start blinking and they will eventually take it. And for some reason, one monkey can always steal a perk faster than like 10 monkeys. I will never understand that logic, but it just does. And if they do actually jump on a perk, you're not going to get a free perk at the end of that round, you're just going to max ammo. But if you can actually stop them from getting on a perk, you will actually get a free perk drop. And the best way to kill these little bastards is really any weapon on early rounds. If you're on early rounds, primarily like a ray gun or an explosive or something like that. But once you start to get up there, the only thing that's going to work is the thunder gun and traps. Well, the fire trap, not the turn trap. That thing's a piece of crap. The fire trap will work, and the thunder gun is going to take 2 shots to kill one, or multiple, depending on how close they are. But it will take 2 shots. The first one will just blow them back, and the second one will actually kill them. In my personal opinion, the only thing I have against these guys is that their health increases with rounds. I wish that wasn't the case, because when you really get up there and you're not playing solo, it can kind of be a pain in the ass dealing with these guys, because whoever has the thunder gun is really the only person that can do anything. The other guys just have to rely on traps, so that can kind of be a pain in the ass. So I really do wish they had like a set health, sort of like Hellhounds, but maybe like a little bit more health than Hellhounds. I wish their health just didn't increase with rounds. It's kind of a pain in the ass sometimes, but I mean, hey, you gotta deal with it. Alright, and the other kind of monkeys is the zombie monkey. These guys are on Shangri-La, and what these guys do is when you get a power up like a carpenter, max ammo, double points, something like that, they're gonna chase after it, and when they get it, they're gonna steal it and try to bring it back to Pack-a-Punch. Your mission is to stop them from stealing it, or if you want them to change it to something, let them steal it, and they're going to start changing it to Carpenter, double points, fire sale, insta-kill, max ammo, nuke, and a random perk bottle. So you can get a lot of cool stuff from these guys, but if you manage to kill them before they grab the power-up or before they hit you, you're going to get 500 points. But if they hit you, you're going to lose 50 points, and if they already stole the power-up, or if they've already hit someone, you're only going to lose 10 points. So I mean, you're not really going to lose that much, but if you're on an early round, like in the first 5 rounds, and you get a power-up, stop them from getting it, and you get a free 500 points, and that is very, very helpful on early rounds. So I really don't hate these guys. The only problem I have with them is that they're so small. Sometimes they are really hard to hit with like a weapon that shoots bullets. So if you got the Galil or something, these fuckers can be really, really hard to hit. But if you have like a ray gun or something, you're going to be fine. So let's go ahead and go on to the next zombie. Alright, the next guy up is going to be George George Romero, sorry. And this guy I really, really dislike with a passion. I cannot stand George Romero. What he does is he's going to follow you around and laugh like, he's just going to follow you around and do a really, really retarded laugh. And his mission is just to fuck your day up. He's just going to slowly follow you throughout the map. And eventually, if he swings at you and hits you, he's going to turn into a PMS mode and start chasing you. Or if you shoot him, he's going to turn into PMS mode and start chasing you. The only way to get him out of PMS mode is to actually get him in the water. You have to get him in the water, he's going to calm down and be like, alright, I'm chill now. And then he'll go back to just being regular, not PMS mode, I guess, just calm state. Well, I don't know. Something like that. Yeah! And you can't kill George, but he has a lot of health. I mean, a lot of health. He has lots and lots of health. He does have a set amount of health. He does not regen or anything like that. The only thing you can do is take him down. And the best way to kill him is to get an upgrade sniper rifle like the L96 or Dragunov, take him over here to the water, and just get headshots for days. Now, if you're playing solo, he will have the lowest health. If you're playing 2 players, he'll have a little bit more health. 3 players, a little bit more health, and so on and so on. So if you're playing 4 players, it would probably be best to have all 4 players have a sniper rifle and then just chill right there and I'll shoot at his face. It's the best thing I can tell you. And I'm pretty sure everyone knows the history of this. The characters were actually filming a movie here, and George Romero got kidnapped for some reason. The zombies were like, hey, this dude's pretty handsome. Let's turn him into a zombie. And they kidnapped him, and he turned into George Romero. And yeah, that's the basic history. There's really nothing much else to it. And in my personal opinion, I really dislike George. Now, the previous video I made of this, a lot of people were like, oh, you just don't like George because you camp so much. You camper. And I was just sitting there eating my s'mores, and I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa. The reason I hate George is because he's super annoying and he follows you around. Even if you're not camping, if you're just running a strategy, running a train, running a cycle, whatever you wish to call it, he's still going to follow you and he's still going to fuck things up. He doesn't add a challenge to the map. He's very easy to maneuver around. But he is incredibly annoying when he laughs, or when he yells and goes, roar, and then he makes the screen shake, or if somebody shoots him by accident, or if he just decides to yell, he's going to shake your screen. So he's just really, really annoying. He's just a big nuisance. He doesn't really add that much of a challenge to the map. I mean, to me, he really doesn't. He's just kind of a big cunt. The best word I can describe him with is a cunt. But I mean, hey, if you can manage to kill him, you'll get a Wonder Waff and a free perk, so that's pretty good. But he's just going to spawn in the next round and do the same thing over and over again. But if you have the upgraded VR11, just take him to the water and shoot him and he'll go away. But he won't go away for as long as he would if you killed him, but he will still go away for some period of time, which is always helpful. Just get rid of him, just take him in the water, and shoot him with the VR11. So that's George Campmero. Let's go ahead and go to the next guy. Alright, up next is Shangri-La's real boss zombies, the Napalm Zombie and the Shrieker Zombie. Now these aren't like other boss zombies to where they have a certain round. These guys spawn in and they will try to fuck your day up until you kill them. But they don't spawn in quite as often as, like, I would say George would. These guys spawn in maybe once a round, if that. Sometimes they don't spawn in for a couple rounds, sometimes they spawn in every round. Really just kind of depends on how lucky you are. Now the Napalm Zombie is probably, depending on how you like to play, can be more of a cunt than the Shrieker Zombie or less of a cunt. So what he does is slowly walks around the map and he's really, really hot. He's a flamer. He's flaming Cheetos. And he's going to follow you around the map, and if you get too close to him, he'll explode all over your face. But any zombies that are near that explosion and run through the fire are going to immediately die, so that's always helpful. Or you could just shoot him to death. Either one. Now the Shrieker Zombie, on the other hand, is basically like the exact opposite. This guy just likes to run and yell right in your face, and when he's yelling and you get caught in that, your vision's going to go blurry and you're going to slow down. And that can kind of be hectic if you have a lot of zombies spawning in around you. But he's actually a lot easier to kill than the Napalm Zombie, so once he gets close to you, just unload on him and he'll immediately go down. And really there's not much else known about these guys. We don't really know their origins, why they exist, how they exist. We just know that they do. And in my opinion, I like the guys. I just wish we got something if we killed them. Maybe if we killed the Napalm Zombie, we got like a insta-kill because, you know, if you kill him and all the zombies catch fire, they start dying. So maybe that would kind of relate to it. So if you kill him, you get an insta-kill. And if you kill a Shrieker, maybe you get like a nuke or something. I just wish we got rewarded for killing them. Other than that, they're off the map. But that's just my personal opinion. So let's go ahead and go on to the next zombie. Alright, up next is going to be the Astronaut, and this guy is only available on Moon. Now what this guy does is he slowly moonwalks to you. See what I did there. And when he gets you, he's going to grab you and take your perk and then teleport you, and for some reason this guy always takes my jug. I have no idea why. I could have like all the perks, I could have done the Easter egg, and he grabs me and he still takes my jug somehow, even though if you've done the Easter egg and you have all the perks, he can't take any perks, he's just going to teleport you. Somehow this guy still manages to take my jug. In case you guys didn't know, that was a joke. Comedy. But this guy is similar to George, to where he's always going to be in the map. Once you kill him, he'll spawn in next round and he just follows you around. But he is very, very slow, and he does not yell, he does not go into PMS mode like George, so he's really not that big of a pain in the ass as George is. And he is very easy to kill. He does have a set amount of health. Just unload a lot of ammo into him, and he's going to be dead. A ray gun, a Galil, Car 98, somehow if you get that on the map. Anything other than the wave gun. He is immune to both versions of the wave gun, so don't even bother trying to use those against him. And when you do kill him, he's going to give off an explosion, sort of like the QED, and everything around him will die, unless you're around him, then he'll just send you flying back. But any zombies around him will die, and those kills will actually count for your total kill count. And a cool thing about him is he actually has a name. So if you're playing solo, it's just going to be a random name. I believe they have like a random set of names that he can be. But if you're playing with some friends, so if you're playing with 2, 3, or 4 people, whoever is host, the Astronaut is actually going to be whoever is host. So he's going to be someone on their friends list. He's going to pick a random name, and he's going to be that guy. So you can kill your friends and zombies. Totally legal. Yeah. So you can do that as long as you're playing Moon and you have 2, 3, and or 4 players. So the Moon Astronaut, I really don't have a problem with him. He's just kind of annoying sometimes, depending on where you want to cycle at. I tend to cycle in Tunnel 11, and usually he can be kind of a pain in the ass, so I do glitch him out, not even gonna lie. What up? Hashtag swag. So I do glitch him out. You can, it's very easy, just jump around at the beginning of a round in the biodome, and he will glitch out, and he'll just stay there and, you know, do the swag dance, you know. We all know the dance, we all know, yeah. Sometimes, maybe, some of us might not know. Okay, that's awkward. But yeah, I really don't have a problem with him. I just wish we actually got something for killing him. Maybe if we killed him, he acted like a QED and did something random. So if we killed him, maybe like we got all the QED effects. I wish it was something like that. I just don't like killing boss zombies and not being rewarded for it. But, I mean, what are you going to do? It's already made. So let's go ahead and go to the next guy. Alright, up next is going to be, I'm pretty sure we can all agree on this collectively, the worst boss zombie in Call of Duty Zombies history. On the worst map in Call of Duty Zombies history, the Denizens. Fuck them. That's all I gotta say about these guys. Fuck them. They are super annoying, they don't give you any points, they always appear in the fog, and you don't get anything if you kill them. There's no way they can drop a power up, they can't give you any points. Fuck them. That's all I gotta say about that. Next guy. They don't even deserve my time. Let's go on to the next guy. Alrighty, the next guy was also introduced on the worst map in ever Transit, but this guy isn't as annoying as the Denizens. He is annoying, but he's not as annoying, so I will give him a little bit of my time to talk about him. He is the Avogadro, and he spawns once you turn on power. So once you turn on power, he's gonna be, hey guys, holla at your boy, and then he's gonna go disappear. The only way he actually spawns is if you start the round when there is lightning in the sky. When you do that, he'll spawn, and you cannot kill him with bullets. You actually have to knife him. So after he tries to electrocute you, you want to knife him, and he's going to go, and he's going to screech, and you just have to do that a couple times, and he'll disappear. Or you could just throw an EMP at him, and that will kill him, but make sure you don't throw the EMP next to a perk that you like, or that you have, or near the bus driver, because those will turn off for some time. And we really don't know much about his origins, except for that apparently under the farm in Transit, there was a secret base, and this guy was probably born there, I would guess. Maybe to give power to a lot of different places, maybe to create like an infinite source of energy. That's how I can maybe assume that he was born, but we really don't know the exact origins of him. We just know that he's there, and that he's really kind of annoying because he's on the worst map ever made. So let's go ahead and go to the next guy. Alright, the next boss zombie is going to be the Jumping Jacks or Minions, and these guys are only available in Die Rise. Now what these guys do is basically they spawn in a ball of electricity, and they will jump. And when I mean jump, I mean these guys can freaking jump. These guys like Frogger up in this bitch. These guys will jump and try to attack you. Now only 2 spawn per player, so if you're playing solo, only 2 will spawn at a time. If you're playing 2 players, 4, and if you're playing 3 players, I'm pretty sure you guys can do the math from there. I mean, I did pass kindergarten, not to brag or anything. But that's how these guys work, is that they basically play Frogger and they try to come at you, and they can be a real pain in the ass, let me tell you. But I still do like them. Now, if you kill them, you'll get a max ammo, but if you kill them and not miss any shots with 100% accuracy, you will get a free perk bottle. Now, a lot of people seem to think that you have to knife to get the free perk bottle. That is not the case. That does help you get it, that will provide you with 100% accuracy, but the real way to get it is to have 100% accuracy and not miss a shot. So that is why everyone tends to knife or plays trample steams down, because if you don't technically shoot, you don't miss, you'll have 100% accuracy and you can get the free perk bottle. So that is actually how you get the free perk bottle. Now I have no problem with these guys whatsoever. I really don't have any complaints. I mean, they're not my favorite boss zombie, but they're also not my worst one. I have really no complaints with these guys. They're pretty fun. I like how you can get a free perk from them. That's always enjoyable, and it's not too easy to get the free perk from them, and it's also not like impossible. So I would say these guys are a very well balanced boss zombie. So let's go ahead and go on to the next one. Alright, up next is going to be Brutus from Mob of the Dead. Now, Brutus is a very interesting boss zombie. This is the first time we ever seen something like this. He will spawn in every couple of rounds. It's like a normal boss zombie. He'll spawn in every set rounds he'll spawn in. But he also will spawn in with zombies. Now, this guy's going to charge after you, and the best way to kill him is to shoot off his helmet and then shoot his face. So, maybe if you have like the Blundergat or like a ray gun, really anything to kill him with, it's not that hard to shoot off his helmet and then aim for his face. You can even do it with the Hell's Retriever. It's really not that hard. Another interesting thing about Brutus is sometimes he can spawn in even when it's not his specific round to spawn in. So if you're on the Golden Gate Bridge, he'll spawn in there. The second you get there, he's going to spawn in, and for every round you stay there, another one will spawn in. That's mainly just to keep you from cycling there, because it's very easy to cycle there, and when he chases you, that screen shakes. That's the only thing I hate about him, is that screen shakes, which is very annoying, especially on the 360, because sometimes it looks like the 360 can barely handle that. I'm not sure about the PS3 or the PC, but it seems like sometimes that shaking can get a little too excessive. And he also can spawn in when you just do random things around the map, so when you progress through the map, he can spawn in. And when he spawns in and you kill him, you're going to get 750 points, and everyone else will get 500. Whoever kills him gets the 750, and everyone else will get the 500 points. So he'll spawn in if you buy a perk machine or turn one on. He'll spawn in if you hit the box too much. He randomly just spawns in as you progress through the map. And when he runs through the map, if he runs by something, like if he runs by a perk, runs by a box, runs by like the shield or something like that, he's going to hit him and he's going to disable him, and you're going to have to unlock them for 2,000 points to actually be able to use them again. So kind of keep him away from the stuff that you want. If you really want to buy the box, you really want to get another shield, keep him away from that stuff if you don't have the points to actually unlock it. And he's also unaffected from the acid trap and the fan trap. He'll just run straight through him like the boss he is. He really don't give a fuck. He gives none. So he's very strong, very powerful, but he's also very easy to kill. He's not really too overpowered, and you really don't get that much for killing him. There's really nothing special you get for killing him, other than that excessive shaking finally stops, and to me, that's reward enough. So let's go ahead and go to the next one. Alright, up next is going to be the lovely ghosts from Buried, or as many people refer to them as the witches. And these witches are actually pretty hot, so shout out to you, witches. Hit me up. And the witches are actually very interesting. We've never seen anything like this before. So what the witches do is they only are in the mansion. Well, that's not technically true. Every 4 to 5 rounds, if you run through the mansion, the witches will spawn and you'll start a witch round. And what this does is all the zombies in the map will actually disappear and witches will start coming out of the mansion and starting to attack you. Again, this can only happen every 4 to 5 rounds when the mansion's lights are on. If the mansion's lights are off, none of this will happen. The zombies will still stay there and the witches will only spawn in the mansion. But when you actually start this witch round, the witches are going to start coming at you, and if they actually attack you, they're going to steal 2,000 points at a time. And eventually, once you get to 0, that's when they actually start doing damage to you, so you kind of want to be careful. And these things can be kind of terrifying because they float from the ground, so they're kind of hard to hear, so if you ever just turn around and randomly see a witch in your face, that can kind of be very, very scary. But if you're on one of those special witch rounds and you actually kill all the witches in the map, you will get a free perk. So that's very, very helpful. And there's also another way to get a free perk from these witches. So what you're going to want to do is get the ballistic knife, go to the bar, get a bullseye on the dartboard, and then immediately start running into the witch's mansion. And once you do that, you're going to keep 10 points and re-enter the witch's mansion and go to the piano and tip that witch 10 points, and you'll get a free perk. And the free perk only goes to the person that actually shot the board and tipped her, so there's no other way for everybody else to get a free perk. You just have to wait for a witch round. Sorry to burst your bubble. But in my opinion, I think the witches are awesome. I love how they give you free perks. I completely fine without getting a max ammo. Getting the free perks is awesome. I love them. I think they're pretty awesome. They go well with this map. It's very scary. They have a really creepy, vibe about them, which is what I love. I love when we have scariness and zombies and creepiness. I love things like that. Me personally, I think the witches are definitely one of the top 5 best Call of Duty Zombies bosses. They're up there with dogs, and they're definitely one of my personal favorite boss zombies, and I would love to see them return. Well, they kind of did in Shadows of Evil, but not exactly the same. And we'll get to those guys here in a little bit, so let's go ahead and go on to the next one. Alright, up next is going to be the Panzersoldat. I probably pronounced that wrong, which stands for Armored Soldier in German, and this was only available on Origins. And the Panzer will first spawn in on round 8, and then after that he will spawn in on his certain rounds. And the first time you actually kill him, he will drop a piece of the fire staff, which is very, very helpful. So what this guy does, he basically chases you around and tries to fuck your shit up. He will shoot you with a flamethrower, he'll try to grapple you, but if he does grapple you, when he's pulling you in, he's going to have this little red dot on the arm that he has you grappled with, and all you have to do is shoot the dot and he will release you. And the best way to kill him is to aim for his face. First you have to shoot off the armor plating over his face, and then once you do that, it's very easy, just aim for his face. You can do with any weapon. Probably the best weapon I would say is the upgraded stabs. Just charge him fully and then shoot him at him. That usually kills him in 1 to 2 shots. So he's really easy to kill. It's just on early rounds that's probably when he's the hardest because you're not set up right. You don't have all the weapons you want. You might not have the best weapons. So he's kind of hard to kill early on, but once you start to get up there and you have all your stuff and you're set up, he's fairly easy to kill. And the Panzer was actually created from when 935 was actually digging at Origins. They were doing their excavation. They were going through all that. The suit operator was actually infected and he turned into the Panzersoldat. And that's basically his history. There's nothing really else to it. He just was infected when he was in the suit, and that's why they're there. Another little interesting fact about these guys is the first one that spawns in on their special round. So after round 8, they spawn in every couple rounds. The first one that spawns in out of that group, but if you're playing solo, only one will spawn in, will drop a power-up. It's going to be random, so you never know what you're going to get. But if you're playing with 2, 3, or 4 players, more than one are actually going to spawn in, and the first one that spawns in will drop a power-up. So make sure you keep an eye out for which one is the first one to spawn in, because you never know when you might get a max ammo. And in my personal opinion, I have no problem with these guys. I think they're an excellent boss zombie. I like how you get a random power from killing the first one. They're really pretty easy to deal with, so I really have no problems with these guys. And I would love to see something similar to this return. I like how they act, I like how they behave, except for the grappling part. That's kind of annoying. Not a huge fan of the whole grappling me and groping me, if you know what I mean. Not a fan. But other than that, I have no real problem with that, so let's go ahead and get on to the other boss zombie in Origins. So the Templar zombies, basically what these guys are they are the Guardians of the Rift. They're trying to stop you from getting the 115 generators on, because when you turn the 115 generators on, you're opening portals, you're opening the Rift, you're opening portals in space and time, and they don't want that to happen. They're the Guardians, they're there to stop you and make sure you don't do that. So that's what their job is just basically to keep order in the universe, and you're trying to fuck shit up. So way to go. Way to go, you. You're trying to destroy stuff, and they're just trying to protect it. But these guys will only spawn in the excavation site or when you have a generator on, and sometimes they will randomly spawn and start attacking generators, and if you can successfully prevent them from attacking it, you will get a reward, which is a max ammo. Which, of course, I mean, if you're a noob, is pretty helpful, and I never need a max ammo, because I'm just kidding, I love max ammos, they're amazing! But these guys are a little bit different from regular zombies, because you only get 10 points. Even if you kill them, you're still only going to get 10 points. and there's only a set amount that you can actually kill. So once you kill more than 10, you stop getting points and you just get 0, and then basically you're just killing them. You're not really doing anything. And the Templars actually spawn on the excavation site are just regular normal zombies. They're not like these Templar zombies. They're just regular normal zombies with Templar clothing, so they're really nothing special. So let's go ahead and finally get on to Black Ops 3. Alright, now we're in Black Ops 3 and we have 2 maps, and I will update this video and make another video when the next map pack comes out, so that way we have, you know, more boss zombies and stuff. Yay! So Shadows of Evil actually introduced us to a lot of boss zombies. The Giant was basically just a remake of Der Riese and only introduced us to the new versions of Hellhounds, which you saw in the first boss zombie, the Hellhounds. So you guys have already all seen that, yay! But Shadows of Evil actually introduced a lot of new boss zombies. So first off, we have the Magua. That's how I like to pronounce it. You know, it sounds a little bit weird. It sounds like a Pokemon. Magua. So we got the Magua. This is a 3-headed giant lizard kraken thingy. And he chases after you. And when he chases after you, well, he doesn't really chase after you. He sort of walks after you. And he has 3 heads. And the first head is going to open up and you're going to see like this yellow glow. You want to shoot that yellow glow, and when you do, he's going to, you know, tilt his head back and go, "Roar!" He's not going to really make that noise. It's going to be much more threatening when he does it. But he's going to throw his head back, a little gas cloud will appear, and a boat fly, whatever those things are fucking called. I have no idea what they called. I just call them boat flies because that's what they look like from Fallout New Vegas. One of those will actually spawn, and we'll get into those guys in here in a second. So when we actually shoot the first head, he's going to start running at you a little bit faster, and when you shoot the second head, he's going to start running at you even more faster. And when you shoot the third head, he's just going to die. Very anticlimactic. But the Magua is definitely very, very powerful. If you do not have Jug, he can one-hit you and down you instantly with Jug, so do be careful about that. This guy is very, very powerful. That's kind of why he's a little bit slow when you haven't shot any of his heads first. He can one-hit you and instantly down you without Jug, so do be careful and not try to go up and fist fight him. That's probably why he's a little bit slow when he has all 3 heads, so it's not too OP. He's not immediately sprinting at you when you don't have Jug. And the Magua can't actually teleport, so if you get too far away from him, he's going to teleport into his little purple cloud, and he'll just teleport closer to you. Traps do not affect him, he'll just teleport straight through them, so don't even try wasting your time. And he is a very crucial part to the Easter egg. He spawns in a lot during the Easter egg, and when I mean a lot, I mean a lot. And the first Magua that you actually do kill in the game will actually drop a part to the wonder weapon of the map, so do remember that. When you kill the first one, he will actually drop the heart for the wonder weapon. And like I just previously stated, he spawns in a lot, so do be careful and do mind your surroundings. You can easily tell when he spawns in because your controller will start vibrating. He's not that hard to deal with, just make sure you aim for the head, and when you backpedal and you're shooting at him like a lot of people tend to do, just make sure you're aware of your surroundings, make sure you know what you're backpedaling into. Alright, the next up is the parasites, but I like to call them boat flies because they look like the boat flies from Fallout New Vegas. Now these guys spawn from the Magua and spawned on special rounds, and eventually once you get like past round 15, they're just like Hellhounds to where they start spawning in with just regular zombies. Now these guys are very, very easy to kill, but they fly in the air and they spit stuff at you and they're so annoying. I hate these things so much. Oh, it's so shiny. Sorry, I went Richtofen in there. But these guys can be very, very annoying. They have their own special round, and when you actually kill them, they will drop a max ammo. And kind of be careful where you kill that last one, because sometimes that max ammo will get lost and it won't always float down to you. So when you kill the last one, the max ammo is just going to start floating down, and sometimes it won't always go to you. So you've been warned. But the only real problem I have with these guys is that they just shoot stuff at you. I'm really not a huge fan of that. I don't like getting semen sprayed at me from a parasite bug. Not a huge fan of that, believe it or not. I don't know why. I guess I'm just not into that fetish. But that's really the only problem I have with them. They also do drop a part to the wonder weapon, so when you actually kill one, just check on the ground to see if they actually did drop anything. That's really all I can say about these guys. We really don't know much about them. They can spawn from the Magua, so when you shoot off a Margua's head, one will fly out and start attacking you, and they can also spawn from the harvest pods, so if you randomly harvest a pod, they can also spawn from that. So again, do be careful, but they're really weak and they're really easy to kill. It's just there's so many of them and they're all shooting you at once that they can actually down. So that's exactly what they look like. And these things basically curl up into a ball and just roll at you. That's all they really do. They roll at you and they will explode when they get near you, just like the Rapes kill streak from multiplayer. Rapes, it gets me every time. I know it's pronounced raps, but I like pronouncing it rapes. I find it funnier. But these things will spawn in with the parasites or the boat flies. They'll spawn in with them and start randomly attacking you. Now they don't spawn in until like a couple rounds in, so they're not going to immediately spawn in like with the first boat fly round. So they're not going to do that. That would kind of make it a little bit too OP. But when they just randomly spawn in, they'll start rolling at you and then eventually attack you. And these guys are an important part to the Easter egg. You will see these a lot, and when I mean a lot, I mean a lot. Much like the Magua, you will see these guys a lot when you try to do the Easter egg. They're really not that hard to kill, and they really don't do that much damage, but similar to the boat flies, there's just a lot of them. There's so many, and they're just all coming at you at once, and it can be a real pain in the ass sometimes dealing with these, the Margwa, and the boat flies. So just make sure you have a really good gun, and Widow's Wine always helps, and there's really not much I can say. I don't really have much of an opinion on them, because, you know, I haven't really played Shadows of Evil for that long, but in my opinion, they're not too overpowered, and they can be kind of annoying at some points, but I really don't hate them as much as I do the boat flies. Alright, and the last and final boss zombies are going to be the Gatekeepers. Now the Gatekeepers are similar to the Templars, in which they're basically trying to stop you from opening the rift. They're very similar to the Templars. That's their job. Their job is to make sure you do not open the rift, because when you do, you're going to fuck things up, and you're going to destroy stuff that you're not supposed to destroy, and you're going to knock over the lamp, and your mom's going to yell at you. Flashbacks. But anyway, that's what the Gatekeepers are. They act very much like the Templars, except for that they're floating like the witches. So they're like witches and Templars combined. And they're on fire. And they look pretty badass, I'm not going to lie. And these guys will spawn in as you do rituals and stuff like that. So as you pick up parts for the rituals, as you actually do the rituals, these guys will spawn in. And when you actually teleport to the subway for the first time, they actually will spawn in. And you can't farm these people for points. Same with the Templars, you're only going to get 10 points. So there's really not that much of an advantage for killing them, except for they're out of your way. And unlike the Templars, you cannot get a max ammo from these guys. These guys will never drop a max ammo. They do not have their own special round like the Templars. Well, the Templars didn't really have their own special round. They just kind of spawned in every now and then. And these guys won't do that. They're only going to spawn in as you do Easter egg stuff, and as you pick up things for the rituals for the Easter egg. So those are all the boss zombies in Call of Duty. Now I know these technically aren't all boss zombies, but they're all unique zombies. They're all different from just regular zombies, and we've had a lot throughout zombies. Ever since World at War to Black Ops 3, we've had a lot of boss zombies. There's just a lot of them, and there's so many different kinds. So I'm very curious to know in the comments which one is your guys' favorite, because I'll say right now, I love Hellhounds, and I always will. You know, Team Hellhounds, hashtag. That was backwards. I think it's hashtag Team Hellhounds. Stupid. But yeah, mine are definitely Hellhounds, so what is your guys's? And you know, just look back at zombies and look at everything we've went through and all these cool boss zombies that we've had. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will be making a video about all the wonder weapons and all the perks, and we'll do all that, and then once the next map pack comes out, we'll do it all again, so yay! And also, real quick, I have a new t-shirt. Hashtag self-promotion in my own video, money whoring for the win. I do have a new t-shirt. It is a Real Men Don't Buy Quick Revive t-shirt. Link will be in the description to my Spreadshirt if you guys want to go check it out. You guys can look at it, and you guys look at all my other t-shirts. I really do like this one. I think it's pretty awesome. That's what you guys are seeing on the screen right now. I think it's awesome. I'm definitely going to get one just so I can wear it, because I like to wear my own stuff, because I make some awesome stuff, let me tell you. So thank you guys so much for watching, and if you guys could, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Peace.